Privileged White Male Radio. Monday. Pulling a conveyor with my boss's pickup today. So I'm sure you've heard by now that 3 more cops have been killed in Baton Rouge by some lunatic. Black guy. I'm not going to go into details because you should know the details. If you don't know the details, then you need to watch the news more. Be informed. At this point in time, that's the best advice I can give anybody. Be informed. And not just by one source, but by multiple sources. Not just by the internet. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook and Twitter. At the same time, the 4th police officer in, is it Boston? I'm drawing a mental blank. The Freddie Gay case. Freddie Gay? That was a Freudian slip. Sorry, Freddie Gray. Freddie Gray. If you don't know the details on that, look that up. Guy dies in police custody and all kinds of hell breaks loose. Riots. But now the 4th one has been found innocent by a judge. I think we're being set up. I'm back into conspiratorial mode. Alex Jones, it's a false flag. Alex Jones is starting to make sense to me. That's scary. With everything that's going on right now, if you step back and look at it from a distance, it sure looks like we're all being set up. And what are we being set up for? I think our government is going to seize more control than it ever has at any time in America's history. How would that happen? Well, when you've got a wedge being driven between the races, which is what's happening here. And again, do some research. Research Black Lives Matter. Research statistics. Listen to people. Look at how, at so many points in time, this tide could have been turned. And instead, gas has been thrown on this fire. This race fire that we're in the middle of. The more we become divided, the easier it will be for our government to say, it's time for us to step in. When you've got black people, black men, taking it upon themselves to exact justice on the police, it puts a pretty heavy strain on race relations between people who have no dog in this fight. When you completely take someone's faith in the criminal justice system away, which is what, make no mistake about it, that's what's happening right now. I mentioned this Freddie Gray, I almost said it again. Freddie Gray case. A lot of black people don't believe that that's a fair verdict because they have no faith in the criminal justice system. Black Lives Matter is throwing gas on that fire. I heard a woman on the news say we should abolish the police departments across the country. Get rid of them. They don't believe in the system. Did you not see where this could lead to a really big problem in the bigger cities? In highly populated areas. Just the right set of circumstances, a perfect storm, and you've got people spilling into the streets, protesting, rioting, what happens when innocent black people are just targeted and killed and assassinated? I know. Well, Rod, what do you think's happening right now? Cops are killing black people. Yeah, I know. That's the narrative that's out there. And it is happening. Is it happening to the degree that you're being told it is? Question it. Find out. Regardless of whether it is or it isn't. The fact remains that this crack in our country has turned into multiple cracks. Cracks down political lines. We've got the Republican convention starting today. The political division between all of us, of every color, every sexual orientation, every gender. And yes, I said every. It's not just two anymore. Those divisions are going to be front and center all the way up to November, and probably afterwards. Throw in a racial divide. Throw in a divide over what to do about radical Islamic terrorism. This all erupts. And then our government steps in. You ever seen martial law declared in America? No? Well, it sure looks like it's headed that way. One wrong move and that's where we'll find ourselves. Why? Why? Who's orchestrating this? Look at the news cycles. Look at how it goes from one thing to the next thing. It looks very orchestrated to me. I know, I probably sound like a nutcase. I feel manipulated. I see others being manipulated. And it worries me. I mentioned how divided the rest of the world is. Europe, parts of the Middle East, Africa. World War III? I know, I'm going out on a limb here. World War III may not be what we thought it was going to be. Nukes flying all over the place. Mass destruction. Doesn't look like that's going to happen anymore. World War III may be between the people and governments, or maybe between people. A worldwide civil war. I know, it's way out there. What do you do? You writing a script for a movie? Yeah, I know. Just seems possible with everything that's going on right now. Given the right set of circumstances, that could happen tomorrow. So what do we do? How do we fix it? Well, I don't think it is fixable. I don't think any of this stuff is fixable. And I'm leaning more towards the fact that all of this is by design. New World Order shit. Armageddon. We all thought it was going to be a massive nuclear event on a worldwide scale where countries are just launching shit at each other, and it's Armageddon. It may not end up that way. Might end up with us turning on each other. And governments around the world not even firing a shot. And coming in the aftermath and picking up the pieces and taking over much of the power. Yeah, I know. Sounds like a Tom Cruise movie. America used to be the force that kind of stabilized the shaky nature of a lot of the rest of the world, as well as Europe, the West, stabilized some of the shakier regions of the world. But now those pillars of stability are, in my mind, crumbling. Slowly, but they're crumbling. And without them, it seems like the world is on the precipice of mass chaos, given the right set of circumstances. I don't know. Will I think this tomorrow? Probably not. Just seems like there's a lot of elements in play here. That if the pieces of the puzzle fit together just right, it could all be in a world of shit. Okay, that's it for today. rodgraphing@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.